You're listening to the Empowered Woman, Badass and Unfiltered podcast, a place for inspiration, empowerment, and personal development, showcasing badass women from all over the world, giving tips on personal development, mindset, and healing. I'm your host, Olivia, transformational success coach for spiritual female entrepreneurs. Now let's dive into this episode. Welcome back to the Empowered Woman, Badass and Unfiltered podcast. We are here, man. That's a wrap. Like, this season is done. I cannot believe that I just finished season 8 of the Empowered Woman, Badass and Unfiltered. So this is the, season recap and what's coming forward in the next season. And let me let you know, I'm so excited about this next season. But we do have some people that I gotta give big shout outs to for this past season, because this past season, like all seasons, have helped mold me and grow me as an individual. And so I'm going to say what the podcast top 5 were, what YouTube's biggest downloaded was, or like viewed. Look at me, I'm such a podcaster. And my own personal favorites, ones that have really made me think and learn about things differently, and my own personal favorite that I did, like my solo podcast. And yeah, what's coming next in season 9? Because listen, I'm pretty much done recording for season 9 already, because I'm making a baby right now, so I have to record all of the podcast, as well as season 10. I'm recording that next month too. So your girl is busy. But that's all right. I still have time to come on here and add value to your life and help bring, some amazing badass women and men to help inspire you. And I love doing this. As far as stats go, this was my second most downloaded season. I stopped paying attention to the numbers. Like, I look at them, I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Like, I'm going to actually start running ads to get more listenership. If I would love more listenership, don't get me wrong, I would. But I'm also not about to like beat myself up over things that I can't control. So you, the listener, if you have a favorite podcast of your own and that, that I've recorded, and just share it with a friend, tag me in a story, anything, just let me know that you shared it, or you don't have to let me know, just share it, but yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I'm pretty happy. My most downloaded season was season 6, and I'm telling you, I had some power hitters in season 6. Like, that one was awesome. This one was awesome too. So let me go ahead and get into that. So the top downloaded podcasts were Reclaim Your Personal Power, and that was with a woman from Australia. Reclaim your personal power and live your truth with professional psychic medium and author Sheila V. Listen, this one's different because, like, for one, y'all, most people that listen know I'm like a Christian and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean I can't have conversations with people that do different things than me or believe different things than me. And, we can find some overlap and stuff like that. So I think it was a really cool opportunity for me to get to learn and also see some similarities among us. And I'm down with what she was saying. We have to stand in who we are at the end of the day. Whether it's spiritual based, whether it's on politics or whatever, if you're feeling like a discord in your soul, and you've done some personal development. We could all use personal development and stuff, but anyway, but if you're really, you're living out your life and you're not happy with the way that you're living it, you're not fulfilled, you're not satisfied, you feel like you should be doing more. And she talks about how she worked for corporate Australia, and she was able to also build her, coaching business, and retreats and everything like that for 4 years. 4 years she was doing that. So while she was just doing both, and she owned both. And I love that for her. And I think it shows a lot about what's possible for you too. The second one was using focused creativity to build your life, and that was with Christina Snyder, owner of Snyder. This was an industry I had nothing about. No, I knew nothing about. This industry that she's in, they hire artists. They're artist agents, basically. Yeah, artist agents is the right way to say that. And their artists do things for Nick Jr., really big companies, really big companies. So I had no idea that this was even an industry. So it was super cool to learn about that. Oh my God, Christina is just such a cool person. Like, I love her in general. Like, I love interacting with her on social. I'm so happy like we still like keep in contact. She's such a busy woman, and we had like really deep conversation. And I I love a genuine deep conversation. The next one was Don't Forget to Breathe, Mindful Breaks to Beat Stress with author, life balance coach, therapreneur, and podcast host Shonda Morales. She's okay, she has sent me a book too, and it's super helpful. It's a different book than the one we were talking about, but she's on the book launch right now for Don't Forget to Breathe. And I'm it was so nice, honestly. Like, some of the things that I learned from her, it's like I knew them, but at the same time, it's like, no, you need to implement them. Um, so and I find myself too, like being like, okay, am I being present in the moment? Am I taking a breath? Am I enjoying this moment, or am I thinking about the past or the future? I spend more time thinking about yesterday's stresses and tomorrow's stresses than I honestly like to admit to. Now it's not like all the time, but I do spend too much time on that. So this has actually helped me not do that. Um, the next most downloaded one was 20 lessons my 20s taught me, and that was made by me. And let me tell you, let me just tell you, this is probably one of my first, like, I really enjoyed this one. I really took a lot of time to think about this. Now, I would add, because I realized after I put it out that I did not put in to like be aware of your surroundings. I'm a really big component on that. Like, I've got a lot of other rules and lessons, but that I should have put in there. But I was really happy with the ones that I did put in there, because it wasn't like your average. I feel like so many of the people that tell lessons, like, they come across like so, like, they didn't really have no problems. Like, but your girl here, I've gone through some trials, you know. So and I've definitely learned some lessons. The next one was Take Your Business to the Next Level with Michelle Nedlick. And she's from Canada. And that was a really cool one. And she honestly, she had me think differently about a few things too. Like, I definitely did mold how I did my intros after doing an interview with her. Like, that was set. I stopped doing super long intros of people, like reading their stuff, and like more so just talking about them. They're still like, I still like to hype people up, and in this next season I'm hyping people up like crazy. So sorry, but people see why. On YouTube, and this is honestly one of my personal favorites as well. Handle Rejection with Confidence with actor and model Aaron Marcus. This man has 36 plus years of acting and modeling experience. He has been on over 1,300 shows. And he's booked over 1,300 shows, modeling gigs, um, all that stuff. He's been on Law and Order. He's been on The Wire. He's been on like so many different things. Now, he plays like, usually plays the doctor or the lawyer in the shows, but it's so cool because it's like I really get to learn about a whole new industry. He's one of my favorite guests. And I mean, people in the industry, like in that industry, deal with rejection so much. So who better else like to learn that from? So we did it on a sales, mindset, all that, just different stuff. But that was super, super cool. And I really enjoyed that. Now, as far as personal favorites, like I said, handling rejection with confidence with actor and model Aaron Marcus. Yes. Using focused creativity to build your life with Christina Steiner. I've already talked about that. How to have a good divorce. Now, I ain't trying to get divorced, all right? That's not what I'm saying. But it's not what I'm saying at all. However, she is the vice president of global marketing operations for Google. And her name is Sarah Armstrong. And it was a really good conversation for me. Like I really enjoyed learning these tips because, like, let's face it, 44% of marriages end in divorce, like first marriages end in divorce. And that's as of 2022. The numbers have gone down, I've realized, because people are getting married less. They're choosing not to get married. But after COVID, I've just seen so many, like, I've been married 7 years, and I've seen so many of the people that got married around the same time as me already divorced and married to new people. Multiple people. Like, I've seen multiple people do that, not multiple people get married to multiple people. But yeah, it's just like, I think it was an important conversation to have, and the focus being so much so on the child and having the child not have to go through so much trauma, and having the child be able to love and appreciate both parents still, and still being able to go to parent-teacher conferences and not be petty, like just being mature adults. And it's in little bite-sized chunks, little pieces. And I understand, like, it's not easy when you're going through it. We talked about using your compartmentalization muscle, and that I really enjoyed that experience. The other one that I really loved was monetize your YouTube channel in 6 months with Miriam A. Listen, okay. I just love, while I was editing that one, I was like, I love the banner. Like, I love the back and forth, like the energy. She has so much energy. And usually I'm not one of those people that is like super big into like monetizing this or like marketing stuff per se. Like that, those are not the conversations that super excite me. But this one here, like just her work ethic, her drive, like what it really takes, like the real, it was in here. It was in here. And I greatly, greatly appreciate that. The other one I really, really enjoyed conversation-wise, and it went on for too long, was Control the Stories You're Telling Yourself with Meg Hepner. Meg, listen, and this one came out a couple weeks ago, so I think that's why it doesn't have nearly as many downloads, and I think that's kind of like how that just happens. But Meg came through. Like, Meg knows her stuff, and Meg, man, she really made me think so differently about what my fuel source was, because she talks about a lot in here, but she says something about your fuel source, and if your fuel source is from fear or if it's from love. And that really made me shift some things in my life. And yeah, that was a good one. And as I mentioned before, my personal favorite of my own podcast that I did was 20 Lessons My 20s Taught Me. Yes, that I really enjoyed that. Now, to talk about season 9. Season 9 is my most impactful guest season, and I'm bringing back some of y'all's favorites and my favorites. And I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped because the conversations we've been having, I'm like catching up, seeing how they're doing. I'm bringing back. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited, and it's coming. It starts next week. So if you're listening to this on Friday the 28th, November 2nd, the first one's gonna be out, and that one is so good. So like And these are like all my favorite people too. They're all like some of my favorite people. Granted, I couldn't get everybody because of schedule conflicts, but these are literally some of my favorite, most impactful guests that I'm bringing back. So yes, this is just so much fun. I'm so pumped for this upcoming season. Um, and it's like we already like all me and all the people that recorded knew each other. Like we've been in each other's lives now for either, this year or a couple years. I got Anastasia to come back from Ukraine. I got Amanda Myris. She's been in New York Fashion Week now. Like it's just insane. It's insane. Coach Jamie, that I do Relentless Glory with as well. Dwan Bent Twyford. I mean, just so many. Okay, I cannot continue to go on like this. But I'm so pumped for everyone that I have coming on in the next season. So you're definitely going to want to tune in. You're definitely going to want to share this with your friends and anybody that loves podcasts. Now, with all of that being said, go out and be a badass.